Let's do it.
All right. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Serie A audio experience with IFTV. I think last week we didn't have all of us together, but we just we had Gaetano fly in from Atlanta just to make the podcast, right? Did you change your flight early for this one?
Yes, I did.
Let me move this for you.
Yes, I was in Atlanta last night for the final. We can talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about my dad was watching the MLS Cup final. But before we get into that and how that one went, we had a lot of Serie A to talk about. Somehow, Antonio talked his way to leave that AC Milan scarf on the table. Which,
Beautiful.
Peter, I think you're gonna have to, elbow it.
Peter is gonna rub it in. It's gonna change from Inter Milan to AC Milan. Come on. You look
Nah,
good.
you're
It's a
crazy.
magical scarf.
Pete, you look good with that stuff.
Nah.
It actually matches your colors. Your
What
head
colors?
is gonna look a little better with that on your head.
It gives an extra shine. Or is it?
Oh yeah. Beautiful. Actually, this scarf was given to me by one of my best friends and teammate, Frank Lomonaco. Thank you, Frank. This is gonna stay here.
A shout out.
Oh no, this is gonna stay here
Antonio,
for a
next
long
week
time.
all your friends are going to give you gifts now. So
Oh,
now
yeah.
you're going to have to
We-
shout them out on the podcast.
We showed, actually. We went to go play, and he said he found that in the trash, so he just threw it to you. He was looking for a Juventus one, and he just found that in the garbage of the store.
Okay,
So.
I'll take this guy.
Anyway, guys, this weekend was incredibly crazy. I thought that the derby was going to be the only big talking point this week, but there were a lot of comebacks, a lot of moments where you couldn't take your eyes off of the match. Even in the 90th minute, 90-plus minute, we had three games that there were comebacks, turns in the 95th, the 96th, the 99th minute. We had a goal in the 99th minute this weekend. It was incredible. Where do you guys want to start
I
off?
want to start with Inter.
You want to start with Inter?
Pete, go ahead.
Oh, boy, the
course.
first game, right?
Take the floor, Pete.
Take the floor. I mean, listen. A loss versus Juventus, ci sta. It's okay. It's not good. But I think a lot of people are looking at Spalletti. Spalletti made a mistake. Going right to the point, Spalletti made a mistake on the first sub. Okay? But first half, I think he prepared the game very well. I think Inter, they showed that they respected Juventus, but they were not afraid to take chances. They had a couple of chances, in particular Gagliardini, one-on-one versus Szczesny.
100% in.
It looked like it was going in. Every angle that you could have hit it would hit off the post and into the net. No, when you verse Juventus, hits off the post and goes back to Szczesny.
They got
I
something.
swear to
They
you.
must have something.
It's called the winning mentality, Antonio. It's called the winning mentality.
Some magnetic field that attracts the rubbers, and he pulls the rubbers away from the goal. I'm telling you.
You guys are catching on.
But, I mean, Perisic,
Politano.
missing. So Inter had their chances. It was by far not Juventus, one of Juventus' good games.
Yeah.
They made a lot of mistakes, a lot of sloppy passes in the back. But the only thing that really stuck out for me, Chiellini,
Yeah,
is
unbelievable.
the best
Oh,
defender.
We know this.
The best
Yeah.
defender in the world right now.
I'm with you.
That's what I have to say. After Friday's game, I can really say that. Cancelo is amazing. It's gonna be another sour point on Inter's historic losing of their losses of right back, left back. We used to have Roberto Carlos. We lost him. Cancelo could turn out to be the next Roberto Carlos in a sense. He's great.
Offensively, defensively, everything. He's
So I
great.
mean,
And Versalico was injured too. That
Yeah.
guy's.
But even
But-
Versalico.
no,
You didn't see
Versalico's
him
good,
yet.
but
I
I'm
know,
just saying
no,
you
no.
didn't
to
see him.
Cancelo.
But he's
What
been
can you
injured so
compare
many
to?
times, that's true.
What are you gonna say, Anto?
I don't know. They are famous of giving away the best players. Okay, they have one that now plays for Liverpool. You know who's what I'm talking about. It was paid almost.
No, he went to
100 million.
He's at
Barcelona
Barca
now.
now,
Oh,
but
Barcelona
yeah,
now, of course.
he was at Liverpool.
So you lost Pirlo, you lost Cassano.
You lost Pirlo too.
Well,
A lot of
it was
teams
because
to
of
get.
Allegri. It was because of Allegri.
Okay.
So Allegri was going to Juventus. I said, okay, let's not extend the contract. So he moved to Juventus and they got the Pirlo over there. So
Sounds good. Let's talk about the game though for Friday
let's say
before
about
we get
something
into
about
it.
Spalletti.
Yeah.
This is what we wanted to know. So what was the major sticking point
Well,
that you guys
that's
didn't win?
what I was upset at was taking out Politano, who was one of the more lively players on Inter. He was able to attack the defenders. He was trying to create, and he puts in Borja Valero. I mean, Borja Valero is a great player. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's the type of player that Inter necessarily had to put in that circumstance.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to take out Politano because he didn't do something right, you have Keita, who's just scored 3 goals in 2 games.
He has a lot of confidence.
He's he's a lively player. He's quick. He can give a lot of problems and force Cancelo back. Now you put Borja Valero, you add another midfielder,
another slow poke,
and he's slow, and even his distribution is
it's questionable, very questionable.
No, he's good, but he's very simple. He doesn't do anything
very
crazy.
Stiff. You know,
and the rationale behind it, I thought, was the most questionable. Say what you were gonna say about Spalletti. What he said behind it.
Yeah, about Borja Valero. Before you go ahead, is the fluidity of the game of Inter. It just gets into some sort of a stuck mechanism. In other words, the guy he doesn't touch the ball fluidly. In other words, the maneuver, Inter maneuver, can be a little better if you have somebody like an Angolan or somebody that has a better touch. This guy is touching one time, second time, and then he's turning himself, and then everybody else catches up, and then and then the fluidity just becomes like a stiff, very stiff.
Well, that's also another problem with Inter compared to Juventus. Juventus, they would take 3-4 touches and they're in front of a goal to take a shot or create something. Inter, it would take much longer time to get in front of a goal and
break it down.
And so that also, I mean, it's gonna take time. Inter, even though yes, they have great players, there's a lot of new players, a lot of people that have to get into the mechanism and start playing. So I mean, the objective is. The goal of Inter is for the next couple of years to reach the Scudetto or to win. That's how it works.
Taking excuses.
I'm not making excuses. Juventus is a better team.
I am telling you right now. Listen to me. Spalletti is a coach that is not really stepping up to the plate and what he's supposed to do. I mean, he's getting paid so much money. It's always on prime time, and he's not doing what he's supposed to do. First of all, you just said it before. You do not take this very good player out to put Borja Valero inside, okay?
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, I will definitely have to start Keita Balde. You know, the guy's angry for the game.
Who are you taking out?
I mean, who are you taking out? I would have never start. What's his name?
Politano?
Yeah, no, not Politano. The guy that plays.
Perisic?
Perisic?
Yeah. Perisic has been
a little bit
yes, he hasn't been, but Perisic is your starter. So, you know.
But then Lautaro Martinez, the guy had so much speed. He's got so much passion in his speed for the game.
Where are you gonna put him?
What do you mean? Where are you gonna put it?
Where are you gonna put him?
Mike, there is so many other players that they really don't belong over there. You
you
have to plug that kid in, and not just 5 minutes.
Yeah, but then you change the formation. You change the
when the game
formation.
is already compromised. I think Spalletti on the second half he wanted to play just for the tie. That was, I think, the major sticking point. The guy thought, you know what? We're controlling the game. We're just going to try to keep it.
You don't play for a tie, but you play to protect, and that's
what he did. Yeah. That's what why did he bring Borja Valero inside?
Yeah.
No, he said what Peter was about to say before was that Spalletti says he brought on Borja Valero to bring more possession to the team. He was trying to possess the midfield. But either way, I like to start off with the match from Juventus' perspective. First of all, we were at Juventus's viewing party too. They had a nice event with the Brooklyn Nets. They did a nice crossover, and they invited us over to check it out. It was pretty cool how they're trying to get basketball fans to support Juventus and get Serie A out there. But on the match, I agree with Peter with what he was saying that it wasn't Juventus's great match. I think the first half, watching as a Juventus fan, I was nervous. I see Gagliardini. I said, okay, 1-0. It's 1-0. And like he said, almost 9 out of 10 times, you probably say that's ball in the back of the net. Politano, I think, had another chance if it was him right in front of the net where he didn't miss. And from Juventus' perspective, you're like, oh my, what's happening? What's happening? The rhythm wasn't there. Ronaldo wasn't playing well. Nobody was clicking. Cancelo, yes, a few players. And I think towards the second half, it was more about, it was a dirty match in the sense that Juventus had to have one cross, and Mandzukic. How many times have we seen Mandzukic? He always beats his defender in the air.
But who was defending on Mandzukic?
Asamoah.
Thank you. And who was Asamoah playing the year before?
Oh my God.
Anto.
You know how hard it is to be
Anto, you won't be able to defend Mandzukic.
Mandzukic is one of the hardest players
I would
to
defend him
defend.
much better than Asamoah.
Yeah, okay.
What do you do? Hold
I
on
would
to
have
him?
never let him score like that. If the guy comes from behind, come on, he had so much time to do it.
I don't know if there was so much time. The thing is, what is interesting, I want, looking over the highlights of that goal, I'm wondering a little bit of Handanov's position. I mean, I don't know the right position for a goalkeeper, but he looked like he was really close to the near. No, he was on. I'm saying he was close to the near post. So when you see him coming across, he didn't have the chance because the cross was literally, what? I would say.
You think you should have come out and tried to
maybe
block
come
the
out,
ball?
try to block the ball? You don't think so?
Nah.
To be honest,
That
I didn't
would've
think
been
about
very
that
risky.
until you
Pete.
said it, until you brought it up. I wasn't
I don't
questioning.
think so. I don't
No.
think so.
That
I
looked
don't-
risky to me. I don't know, but
It's
you never
risky,
know.
but I'm just saying, I don't know if his positioning was. I don't know.
It wasn't
Just
on
because
point,
the
you're saying?
cross was
I
literally
think
right there.
Asamoah positioning of himself, he actually didn't see this guy here coming
didn't
from
see it
behind.
coming around, yeah.
Well, I mean, he didn't see it coming, but he knows who this guy. Why is he in that position to begin with? He's trying to take care of the guy coming from behind, and the guy scored exactly the same goal that he
Yeah.
scored against AC Milan.
Yeah.
That he sticks on, he sneaks
From
on
the back
top
post,
of,
yeah.
Rodriguez. And
It's
then-
why they play Mandzukic, is because then you have that threat of that player. But also, like what Peter said, I thought that I was expecting, even at 1-0, it was very even, and
Nah,
you could probably say that a tie was
More
the
justice.
correct
I
result,
don't
if we
think
want to
so.
use
I
that
don't
term.
think so. Not in the second half.
But what I was going to say is, Chiellini, like he said, I was fully expecting, even until the 90th minute, Mauro Icardi, every time he plays against Juventus, every Juventus fan, I was talking to them there, they said, listen, Icardi is going to get 1-0. We always think you're 1-0 down when you play against Icardi, but Chiellini really kept him in his pocket. Icardi had no place
Juventus
to go.
has got the best defense. I mean, the goalkeeper makes some incredible saves in the past games. And everybody's playing great in defense. And when you got the best defense, most of the time you're going to be in first place. Now, Spalletti has played the last 26 games that he has played against Juventus. He's lost 20 games. So, I mean,
I
What do you
mean-
think about Miranda, Pete? It was very disappointing. I know Miranda is one of the best defenders.
What did he do?
He made a few mistakes while I was watching
Who's he
the game.
who do you say?
Miranda.
Oh.
Miranda,
You
I
can't-
really didn't like the way he played
You
yesterday.
can't pinpoint
He
certain
made
mistakes.
several different judgmental errors, mistakes. You know, he gave the ball away 2-3 times, and it's just
Well, because
It's
Spalletti
a
wants
shade
to
of
play
himself.
out from the back. I was surprised Miranda even started because De Vrij Skriniar has been a great couple, but he's been trying to put Miranda. Maybe Miranda playing in
I think
La Liga
Miranda said
has
some
experience playing.
I think Miranda has said
against Ronaldo.
said a few things too.
Oh, yeah,
in
he-
his interview, he said that he wasn't happy
He's
that
not
he was
happy, of
that
course.
he was sitting on the
Well,
bench.
The guy is
It's
still
hard
a
to-
top defender.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
three
yeah.
of them
I
are
would
top
take
center
him.
backs, so it's very hard to keep
It's not so much that
rotating them,
Miranda's
you know?
going on the bench. It's that, they got players who are playing better together. Skriniar is linking up better with De Vrij.
this guy is a starter in the Brazil
that's what I'm
national
saying.
team.
I want to see a three-man back
Listen.
line. I want to see how that'll go with
to
them.
me, Spalletti is somebody that is second guessing.
You just said that you didn't like Miranda. Now you're second guessing.
Yeah, but he's second guessing himself in every decision that he's making. This guy here, he lost the game for Inter.
he made a mistake with the sub, but he prepared the game the right way. Inter were in the right, had the chance to win this game, and the players did not take it.
You know what's interesting? I saw going around, there was a screenshot of the moment that Borja Valero was put in, and then the moment
The Santon.
that Santon was put in last year, where Juventus turned it around.
Right.
And there's question marks over, does Spalletti read the game well? Allegri's always praised for the way that he's able to stay calm, and he seems to always throw the right substitutions on. You said that Spalletti you felt like Spalletti started the match right, but he made the wrong substitutions. Is this something that we've seen many times from Spalletti, that he doesn't read the match correctly? What do you guys think?
No, what I was going to say is that Spalletti, Allegri talks to his assistant. I see him going to the side and talking to his assistant, and Allegri talks to himself. So-
Spalletti talks to himself.
sorry, Spalletti talks to
Yeah,
himself.
yeah.
So that's the difference.
Listen,
Good
listen.
catch, good catch.
I mean, you just said it before.
He always
Pete.
said-
You just said it before.
Good
Wait,
catch.
this is very important. This is an analysis that
We're
everybody's
listening.
going to
We're
have to pick
listening.
up this thing here. When you put Borja Valero inside, you just send a clear message to the entire stadium, not just to Allegri. Hey, I'm content with the results. Let's keep it 0-0. And Allegri immediately picks up and said, okay, game tied, we have to push. But immediately Juventus moved the body center of the action at least 20 yards higher. And they were kept attacking, boom, 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 until they got them.
But it's easier said than done. Allegri has look at any of his bench players could be
does
starters.
Inter. So does Inter, the all national team players.
No, maybe not as high as
Come
Juve's
on,
though.
come
Good.
on.
Do you think that Spalletti doesn't read the match well?
Absolutely not.
What do you think, Peter, as
No.
an Inter fan? What do you think? Do you think
Listen,
that's one
It's
of
not
his
the first time.
weaknesses?
It's not the first time. The guy screwed up in Roma so many other times. He screwed up in Roma so many other times. Okay?
It's
On the
difficult.
key
I think.
games.
Listen, I think that as like you said, being a manager is important. Is reading the games, being able to keep these guys in the game and making the changes when he has to. in the past, he's made mistakes. I don't think that he single-handedly blew the game, but because in the end, the players have to produce. So if he had the chance to win the game, or you have a chance to score, the player is the one that scores.
He can only do so much. You know,
exactly.
If that goal went in from Gagliardini, we wouldn't be. You know, it
I
would be a different result.
I
We would
think you could
talking
be
about
upset
Spalletti.
for the idea that he wanted to maintain possession of the ball. You know, that was his reason of putting Borja Valero. No, instead,
You
the
don't play
idea
like
should
that.
be to
To
win.
attack, yeah.
Not to attack, but to win.
He tried to change his tactics up. I don't think. I don't think it was as. It was as cutthroat as you're saying about Spalletti. I thought he brought in Borja maybe to distribute the ball a little bit better, to hold the possession more, because they really weren't holding possession.
You're not
No.
saying about this Spalletti. We know he's a loser, so let's move on to the next game.
I do, just to conclude, I do think I agree with Antonio's reasoning where he says you put Borja Valero, you are sending a message of the way that you want to play. Because even for me, when I saw Borja Valero
That's
come in for
that's
Politano, where I could have
You
seen
take
Keita Balde.
speed and
Yeah.
technique for somebody that is going to just try to slow down the game,
Well,
and then
no.
he's just slowing down the game. The guy's just
He's
just
a more experienced
What
player.
experience, what
Hold the ball a little
experience.
bit more.
Let's move on. Let's move on, and we'll
Let's
take
go
some
to-
questions afterwards.
Okay.
Let's go on to one of the comeback games before we get into your Milan. Cagliari against Roma.
Wow, that was crazy.
First of all, I was watching this game. I said Roma, okay, they got it against Cagliari. It's in the bag. That I don't even know if you know what happened. Did you see this match?
No, I didn't watch it.
Okay, so we'll explain it to you. Roma were up 2-0 even till the 84th minute. 2-0, they were up. Cagliari in the 85th minute, they score a goal, 2-1, right? Cagliari go down 2 men. In the 89th or the 90th minute, they lost 2 players to red cards. In the 95th minute, Sau scores against Roma.
a nice goal too.
Yeah, but also the
2-2.
way that it happened. Like, what the hell's going on?
2-2. Cagliari tie against Roma. Di Francesco, after the match, was so pissed off. He said, you can never lose a game 11v9, a 2-goal lead against 9 men. He said, we're weak mentally. He said, Roma has a weak mentality, that we go down when we're not supposed to be going down. And to tie against Cagliari, where Cagliari don't produce many goals, it's incredible.
Well, to be fair, let me throw something. Cagliari are undefeated at home
Yeah.
in the Serie A.
True.
So don't think they're like
Them,
you know, walking
Napoli, and
apart
Juventus are the
in
only
Cagliari.
3 teams that are undefeated at home. But
That's right.
still,
I know, but still, no,
10
that's
minutes, 10 minutes to
unacceptable.
go.
No, it's
10 minutes to go,
unacceptable.
and then you
I
score the
agree.
other goal with 2 men less.
Roma have some.
That's crazy.
Set play.
Manolas was in too. We
It
can't
was
blame.
a
Last time we
counter-attack.
blamed that Manolas wasn't playing. Manolas was playing.
Yeah.
Wow. What's up, Mike? What about
Oh, Manolas was the one that made the mistake.
well,
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear
He
that,
won a
Mike.
slide tackle to get the ball, but it went right through him. Marco Sau just.
So
finished
what's wrong with
1v1.
Roma? Because we're hearing already. You read the newspapers. They're saying that number one, they say Pallotta is done with Di Francesco. They said that Monchi's the only thing holding him in.
And they're
That they're
looking for other
talking to Paulo
offers.
Sosa. They're talking to Vincenzo Montella. They're not completely content with both of the options. Their dream is Conte, but Conte doesn't seem like it's ever going to happen.
You never know.
But
Conte might take them.
I'm just saying what the newspaper says. I think Corriere and
that'd be
Gazzetta were
something.
both saying this. Dad, your perspective, growing up as a Roma fan, what do you think about this team?
No, I feel bad for Di Francesco because I still think that he's a good coach.
Great coach.
But if the team now is not listening to him and is not following him, and in the locker room, that's very important. If you see that you're losing the players in the locker room, then you can't change. This is what they say. You can't change 11 players. So what do? You change the coach, and you hopefully. But if he's saying that mentally they're not there, you need to change some players.
That's the answer.
Some
That's the
players
answer.
or the coach?
You need to change some players to me. But now
players
in the
could
middle
change?
of the season, you cannot change.
How much could you change?
We could change maybe 1 or 2 players in January when they open. But
the coach is always the scapegoat. at the end
the
of the
coach
day.
is the scapegoat.
Is
so
this
Unfortunately.
this a coaching problem? Is this a mentality problem, or is this hit with some
little bit
injuries,
of everything.
or
No, it's
what?
a mentality,
it's a little
and
bit of
they're
everything.
just they're very distracted. They're very distracted.
You got to
They
see
have
it
the-
this point of view. Listen, Di Francesco hasn't been picking up a few wins. Even though he qualified for the Champions League, he's given a little bit more slack. But look, we talked about this. They sold a few key players in the Mercato. They brought in some youngsters that aren't even that aren't clicking yet.
Zaniolo
And-
is.
Okay, maybe one. But if you put all these problems together, you expect immediate results. You bring Monchi in, you expect everything's gonna be good. But if you bring in these players, you're building for the future. You're not gonna build immediately. And of course, the fans are always gonna, be so hesitant and be like, listen, I don't want to do this. And that's one of the main reasons why they didn't sack Di Francesco, because Monchi said if Di Francesco goes, he goes too. So maybe that's
He didn't
why,
say that, but they're saying that.
That's
yeah.
what they're saying. But that's why Pallotta wants to hold on to him for a little bit. But I do think it's not just one thing. It's a bunch of things.
Peter, what about you?
I think Roma right now is missing the real leader of the team.
That
You know,
too.
De Rossi's out. There's no real person there that's taking control, and it shows. You have a lot of young guys, so sometimes you have these lapse of concentration. You're not, you're winning. so you
Florenzi's
think
not
that
seen as
nothing's
a
gonna
leader
happen.
to you?
No.
He still hasn't proven anything. I mean, he's a good player, but I don't know if he's that lead, has that leadership role or does enough, because even one leader is not enough.
That's
you need
true.
more than one.
Exactly.
I
You
have
need
a question
someone
for
to-
both of you. Gaetano, what do you think about Totti coming down and sitting next to Di Francesco on as an advisory during the game?
No,
on the
no,
bench.
no,
He's
they're
not
not going
gonna
to
get involved
no.
with the
What
play?
they do, what I'm sure what he does is that at halftime he'll go into the locker room and go talk to Di Francesco. That I'm sure he does before the game and at halftime.
You don't see him like him
No.
physically present over there, just trying to influence a little
No.
bit more some of the
And
play.
that's another thing. I mean, I'm sure that Totti's I'm sure that Totti's in the locker room, and he's talking to these players. So, and then are listening to Di
Anybody?
Francesco, and then are listening to Totti. Yeah, to me, it's if it's a mental problem, then you need to start changing some players.
Do you believe in bad luck in soccer? There is sometimes bad luck.
Yeah, of course.
So this is what I think. Roma is
But
going
it-
through a stretch of a very bad luck because they've been losing games at the last, letting the team catch up on the last few weeks. It's just that they're going through a very bad
But
stretch.
how long
Well,
does it last that you call it bad luck, and how long does it say that we need to change something?
I don't know. It's just to
I,
me, Di Francesco is one of the top 2-3 coaches that we have.
I
in this
agree
area.
with Peter that right now they're missing a leader, and De Rossi was one of those guys that inside the field, he'll kill you if you don't, if you don't,
perform.
perform or play hard. I mean, this guy sometimes he has lost in the past. I don't know if you guys remember,
I've seen it.
but he has gotten some red cards against United States. One time he went with the elbow, he broke the guy's, blood all over the place. At the times, he will kick somebody because he's got that hunger inside that he has to win at all costs, and that transmits into the other players. It's sad to see this happening, but you might need to make some changes.
Roma currently sit 8th place. They are only like 4 or 5 points away. They're 4 points away, 5 points away from 4th place.
not
But
that
there are a lot of good teams above them,
That's true.
who also failed to really capitalize on Inter not winning. But the fans are very mad, obviously, as a Roma fan. And their advice, they didn't write Di Francesco go, they didn't write anything. They wrote for the players to grow some balls. They said that these players that they have right
They
now,
have banners
they're
for
not
that,
they're
right?
not putting what they need to put into Roma.
Listen, one little thing that has been missing in this discussion is Di Francesco. Not only he loves Roma, he played for Roma, and the guy is a big fan of Roma too. He will never accept a
Well,
job.
he's a local guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the guy, I don't fault him. I mean, technically, he's not the one making the mistake on the field.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
How come with Di Francesco it's not Di Francesco, but with Spalletti it's
But
Spalletti?
Spalletti's not a player. What
Wait,
did
what is
Spalletti
that?
play?
I didn't want to bring it up. I just had
Spalletti
to.
don't even play on Bay over here. Spalletti's not somebody
Okay.
that you consider a player.
How much
Di
more of a
Francesco
difference?
played.
What does that
Di
have?
I know, what's that to
Francesco
do?
played.
He's a
Saki,
Spalletti.
Saki wasn't a player either.
Doesn't matter.
Mourinho.
Saki's got
Maradona.
names.
What about Maradona? Maradona
Mourinho.
tried to as a
Saki's
coach
got
and he couldn't do it.
Listen, Saki, don't compare Saki to Spalletti.
Saki was lucky. He had the
Give me
3
a
Dutch guys
break.
over there.
What did Spalletti
He didn't have to
invent?
do anything,
What did he
Saki.
invent?
Saki will show up
Spalletti?
with the tie and
His little hanger in front of the camera, like.
You still have to show him that video.
Yeah, I know. I will. I got a
Show-
funny
show
video.
me the video.
I will.
Not
I
yet,
will.
not
I will.
yet.
That guy should be locked up.
That's
Forget
hilarious,
about
that
it.
video.
Let's
go to
you want to go to
Torino.
Milan?
Oh yeah.
Milan Torino 0-0. I didn't watch this full match. It was the only game that I didn't get to watch. I saw a lot of videos, ones that were great, of Donnarumma's save in the beginning of the match,
that was
which was incredible. There's also Donnarumma's 100th consecutive Serie A match. 100 matches in a row that Donnarumma has been playing in, 19 years old. I don't think many other Serie A players could ever say that they did that. So, good for him.
Getting their money's worth.
But
over
on the
there.
other hand, talking about young players, I saw Cutrone's miss
Oh my God.
from point blank, and I was pretty surprised because usually I see him putting those in the back of the net.
Listen,
That
okay,
happens.
let me just give you a quick analysis of this game.
Give me the
game
quick
should have
analysis.
been Donnarumma 2, Torino 0. The two saves that he made were just miracles, okay? Number one. Number two, as you said, Cutrone missed a goal that was just something that
Right
you
in
just
front of him.
buried. Number three, Higuain is becoming a little selfish because he hasn't been scoring in a few months right now, since October. And, I think he's getting...
Upset?
Something is getting on his head. He had to take. He took so many shots, even when there were people totally open, just to
Really?
just bury the ball right back into the net, and he didn't pass the ball. I think Higuain has become a little selfish. He should be just the coach Gattuso should just really be pulling over there and said, hey, I like you very much to score, but when you have somebody else that it's a tap-in situation, just give them the ball.
They say that
Three times AC Milan could have scored if Higuain just passed them the ball.
They say that strikers are like the most emotional type of players because they're very, if they're feeling good, then they're feeling great.
They need
But if
their
they're feeling
confidence
low
to
and they're not
lack
scoring, then they're really low, and they almost when you start to try really hard, you almost dig your hole deeper. So maybe that's what's happening with Higuain. I don't know, because I heard that Torino played great.
Played a great game, and I was looking forward for the first time to see Conte playing because he's starting to warm up and all the stuff. At some point, I thought he was coming in, but they didn't put him in because they put Zaza inside. Torino put Zaza trying to make Torino score, but since Zaza came in, they did nothing. AC Milan, the last 15-20 minutes, we could have won the game. We had 3 or 4 very good chances, and we didn't capitalize on them. So, I think that 0-0 was a good result. Given the fact that we didn't lose the game because those 2 chances that Donnarumma just really, oh my goodness, I said to myself, this is in. And Donnarumma, I'm telling you, the reflex of this guy here is just,
Oh yeah.
Good for him. No, I'm happy for Donnarumma, but I heard from some neutrals that were saying that Torino deserved to win this one.
I don't think so.
No?
Let me ask you something. Do you need Ibra on this team?
No, absolutely not.
Well,
absolutely not. What are we going to do with
Guys,
Ibra?
Ibra's not coming.
Ibra.
Leonardo said right after the match, he said
Ibra is going to create nothing but trouble with Cutrone.
He's
Cutrone
not
is much
coming,
better.
he said.
He's not. Thank you.
he's not
Please
coming.
Stay where you are.
I'll read you the quote from Leonardo today.
Why is he going to? What's he going to do? Nothing.
He
can't do
said
anything.
Zlatan won't be returning to Milan. He gave his word already to LA Galaxy that he will renew. We thought about it, and he thought about it too, but he's going to keep his word and stay in the MLS.
That's all.
So the door for Zlatan Ibrahimovic, which I think, I'm not a Milan fan, but I would have loved to have Zlatan come back to the league.
Take it to Juventus.
And I think that Juventus, we don't miss those sitters like Cutrone. You should die for a guy like Ibrahimovic to come back like that. But I think you're wrong, but either way, Zlatan's not coming back. He's staying in MLS.
I'm a little sad, to be honest. He's such a
had a
such
feeling
a
it wasn't-
character.
oh,
He's such a good thing, and he'll only do good for the Serie A. It'll only attract more people.
But why on AC
so-
Milan? You know how many teams they can use in Italy?
I'm not saying just
maybe
me. I
maybe
go
he can
to-
play next to what's his name to Icardi.
I don't think it'll work
You
over
know.
there. I don't think he'd work over
Well,
there.
he's not. Oh, he said he's staying in MLS. He's staying in
Yeah,
LA
I know.
Galaxy.
Tell
so-
Wanda to make a phone call in Los Angeles.
It was your girl's birthday. It was your girl's birthday.
really?
Well, Vanda's birthday
Wanda.
today.
Oh
Yeah.
my God!
You didn't get invited to the party?
No,
You got her gift?
no. I
No.
forgot.
What would you get? What would you get her as
I
a
don't
gift?
know. I
What would you
don't
get her?
Can't say it.
I think he let Milan off the hook, but Milan, this game, you're at home versus Torino. Even though Torino's been playing well, they're in the mix for a Europa League spot. Mazzarri has these guys going in full force. But Milan at home, Inter losing, you have to win this game. Lazio tying. This is a game that you
we
win.
Now
I like how
from
Peter's
4
going
points,
now.
we are 3 points. I was hoping to be 1 point just below Inter.
Exactly.
But listen to me.
This
Little
was
by
the
little,
chance to
the
make it.
panettone might be as sweet as you think on Christmas. So
And anyway, Higuain, his first game coming back, right?
Yeah.
So obviously tension. His last performance wasn't the greatest. And as a striker, every striker I know, they're the most selfish people when it comes to having the ball. When they get the ball, they want to score all the time. So it's good to have a player that wants to score. Then what happens is once, like Marco's saying, once they feel good, then the field opens up and they're able to make the right
And everything
play.
goes correctly.
Yeah.
You'll see he's been
If you
scoring
see
how many
the
goals.
expression of Cutrone when it was very obvious that like Higuain could have given him the ball 2 times, twice to him and 1 time to Suso and another time to what's his name, Çalhanoğlu. They put their hands like this and they actually show it to him. They pointed to him. I said, "Come on, look at this."
Maybe he showed them.
over there.
No, it's very obvious. Look at the expression of Cutrone and Suso and the other guy over there, Çalhanoğlu. It was the most natural thing to do, just to place the ball right on the feet of these guys here, and the guys that would bury the ball inside. There was no chance for those guys to miss. But Higuain just went to take a shot.
An interesting stat actually about this game. Milan Torino, the past 4 times they played, it's all ended as a draw. So it looks like Milan, it's a little difficult to overcome them.
No,
Mazzari's doing well.
Very
He's actually
but
been doing
away
well.
from home. At home,
Yeah.
they're not doing as
Yeah.
well as they're doing away. So I think that 9 games in a row that they haven't lost away. So.
Torino's actually playing well under Mazzari.
Yeah, it's
Another
picking
team who's not playing well, or whatever side you want to see this, Lazio Sampdoria,
Oh,
which
man.
was another one that
That was a crazy
I knew
one.
that this was going to be a very exciting match. I was just a little bit nervous that my expectations for Sampdoria were a little bit too high to match. And I think we talked about a lot of times about Inzaghi and Lazio this season, that they're just not performing again at home. Talking about at home. And Sampdoria go inside the lead with Quagliarella, who 6 goals in 5 games in his last 5
Mancini,
games.
call him up.
6 goals in 5 games.
You
His
brought it
last
up,
5
huh?
games he scored.
Maybe the national team needs him.
I'd call him up.
Unbelievable from Quagliarella. And the goals that he scores in
Marco, how old is he?
35.
35. How crazy is that?
It's beautiful. It's great to see. I love Quagliarella. I love him in the Serie A. But anyway, another one that's difficult for Lazio. And another comeback. Lazio came back in this one. Ciro Immobile scored. Who scored the second for Acerbi?
Acerbi
Acerbi,
scored first,
yeah.
and Immobile scored the goal.
Then they were up 2-1, and then what minute was it when Saponara scored? 97?
99th minute.
99.
99 is
Yeah.
the one, 99.
Oh,
99th minute.
Guys, if you didn't
Saponara
see his goal,
scores.
he did like I
Nice.
thought it was Zlatan.
Unbelievable
he picked
goal.
up
Nice
his
goal,
foot.
nice
It
goal.
was like a roundhouse kick, and it popped over. Who was Strakosha, right?
Yeah, unbelievable.
He ran to the curva.
Yeah, say it,
he
say it.
took off his shirt. He ran there. He jumped on top of the curva. They took off his pants and his underwear too. It was
They went
crazy.
nuts. The pictures
Oh,
went
man.
viral. It was pretty funny.
Wait, I have the quote over
Yeah,
here. That is,
yeah. Say the quote. Say the quote.
let me find the quote.
But Sampdoria incredible.
Saponara was like, it was such a great feeling to score at the end. I ran to the fans behind the goal and they tore all my clothes off.
Show my dad.
Here's a picture of.
God.
There's an even crazier picture with no underwear.
I think
but
they
don't
did
wanna
more
show
than
that.
take off his clothes.
There were. I mean, 99th minute. Can you imagine? You're in Lazio. You're at their home and you
man.
score a tie
You
to
run-
tie the match.
You run to your fans over there. on the other side.
Unbelievable. Inzaghi was again. I think this is the second time in a row we said that we've seen his face just furious.
Simone.
Furious.
You
Not
know,
a good week for the Inzaghis.
Sampdoria's a good squad.
Not a good
though. We know
season for the
this.
Inzaghis. Am I right?
But-
What place are they in? Fifth. They're still in 5th place. But
Yeah.
again, like Peter said, the opportunity to hop over Inter was there.
But-
The opportunity was
But
there,
the
and they
thing is,
weren't able to take it.
I think, like what I thought from the start of the season, Serie A this year, it's much more competitive in the sense that a lot of teams they're close. It's not like besides Juventus, everyone else can beat the other team.
Yeah,
so there's no really superpowers or this game's an easy win, that game's an easy win.
The
So
3 to 10,
yeah.
the 3 to 11 are separated by 6 points.
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge.
By 6 points.
know,
So 4th, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Even Sassuolo, like teams that you wouldn't expect, like you're saying. And I think that this weekend, because if we look at the next game, Sassuolo Fiorentina, which is 3-3, another one. Sassuolo were up by 2 goals. Who was down a man? They
2
were
minutes,
they
2
were down a man, and Torino came back and scored 2 goals. I mean, it's incredible. And they said, Fiorentina came back and scored 2 goals.
Unbelievable.
And it's another one of those in the Serie A where you say to yourself, you can't miss a match. You can't miss a match. Between those teams, they fight like crazy. They are madmen. Even 35 years old, Fabio Quagliarella and Sampdoria, you can't write them out. And the game might look easy on paper. So we're saying, you should beat Torino. You should beat Sampdoria. You should beat this. But those are the teams that you really sometimes got to worry about.
No, 100%.
Yeah, and those are the teams that you need to get some points. I mean, you're not going to get any points against Juventus, the top teams, Inter, Napoli, stuff. So, when they play Sassuolo, Chievo, Spal, that's where you get some of the points. But you mentioned Inzaghi. The other Inzaghi, Filippo Inzaghi, I think days are numbered.
They are.
He lost again. They are third from the bottom. Bologna is usually one of those teams that's always in the middle of the
Very
table.
safe too.
Yeah, and now it's unfortunate. It's not always the coach's fault, but this is what happens. The coach gets he gets sacked.
But this is a different. I mean, his last 8 games, he's only gotten 4 points.
He's
He hasn't
not-
had a win since September,
Yeah.
He's not doing that many favors.
And you know
at
what?
all.
Sometimes,
and he lost to Empoli. Can we say Empoli?
Yeah.
sometimes
Empoli is not an easy team.
they're playing well. They're playing well.
I know, but you gotta win against Empoli. You gotta get a point
Napoli
against.
didn't win against Empoli.
Well, it's like at least a point, man. It's
I'm trying to
unbelievable.
but look. Okay, you don't want to say Empoli. Empoli, Sampdoria, Fiorentina, Chievo, Atalanta, Sassuolo, Torino, Cagliari. Those are his last 8 games. He picked up 4 points out of those last
Yeah,
8
you
games.
should pick out-
Hey,
come
Chievo
on.
got another point.
Yeah, I know.
Kiev was doing good. They got like 4 draws in a row or something. Not bad.
Ricardo, yeah.
Thanks to Ventura. Stay home. Thank you, Ventura.
Thank you for nothing.
But like my dad said, just to talk about people, just for another minute, Gazzetta said today that Saputo's calling around, and then Mihailovic is the name. People's next match is against Milan. And that could be the one that sinks the ship. It would be
Sorry,
very
people.
ironic if the place that he became a legend, that was the one that really puts the dagger in the
final
heart.
nail.
The final nail in the coffin, yeah. But I think that people, I mean, you could see him on the sideline. He is stressed.
Yeah,
He is so stressed
Great
from the
player,
job.
but not.
How can you not be stressed
I
when
know.
you have a bunch of,
What?
they're very mediocre players. That
Oh,
they're in,
no, no,
The
you cannot
market,
blame the
listen, Bologna
players.
is not the market that they used to be. Bologna. It used
Bologna
to
has
be-
always been a mid-table team.
Bologna
though.
was one of the top 6 or 7 teams in the history
Okay,
of
but
the
what did he
campionato.
do with AC Milan?
What did he do with AC Milan?
Yeah, what did he do?
Well, listen, when Inzaghi was on AC Milan, he had nobody technically playing over there. If they would have spent half of the money that they spent after Inzaghi left, Inzaghi would have been at least on
All
the
right,
UEFA.
your favorite was there. Balotelli was there. Your
That's not
favorite
true.
player.
That's not true.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was.
But just maybe for a few games.
Yes, he was.
I don't think
Yes,
so.
he was.
He
like
He
how he
was
just
there.
said
He
he
was
was.
there.
He was.
He was.
I was with the team.
Yeah.
I know, I remember too. I was there too.
Maybe he was the bad luck, right?
Yeah, this guy.
No,
But
but I like Mihailovic, but
El
me too.
El
Me
Sharawi-
too.
especially that guy is.
Me
he's
too.
Sharawi was
someone
there.
to beat you
Yeah, El
up.
He's been
Sharawi was there.
unemployed for a while, right, man?
Yeah, I think like a year and a
Took a
half.
nice break.
I think that this is the one case where I think all of us at the table, we talk about should the coach go, should the coach not go. I think that you're at the point that the coach needs to go.
Which
Do
one,
we agree?
Inzaghi?
Inzaghi for sure.
Do we
yeah.
agree?
I don't think it's for lack of knowledge or lack of experience. I think Inzaghi has been dealt very bad cards from the very beginning. That Bologna doesn't have a very good squad. They don't have good players. Who do they have? A bunch of washout players. Name me 3 players that they're worthy of
To be in
who's
18th
there?
place,
They got
Who's
Destro, they got Skorupski.
to be in 18th
Didn't
place.
even get to play. He's probably coming off the
That's because
bench.
Inzaghi's the coach. That's why he'd be starting
They
if there was a
have
decent
Poli.
coach.
He was another AC Milan
Listen,
player that
it's
they
another
didn't
one
do
like
very
He
well.
was there.
Way.
Paulie was there.
That's what I'm saying.
He was with
I
with
remember
Inzaghi.
that. I remember, yeah.
De Sciglio was there with Inzaghi. Abate was there.
Like you said, his days are
But
numbered.
not that many.
His
I'm
days.
surprised he didn't
They
get
didn't
sacked.
have
I'm-
Suso,
I'm
they didn't have-
very-
El
to be
Sharawi and
honest.
Balotelli up front.
Yeah,
I'm
they didn't
very
have-
surprised that he hasn't been
Inzaghi
sacked
blackmailed
yet.
them or something. I don't know how he's.
100%, 100%. If he goes against Milan, I think that the ties are cut, and I think that people is going to be without a job. Another guy, speaking about Italian coaches, by the way, it's for the first time since 2006 that all 20 coaches of every team are Italian. Every single coach
In
is
Serie
Italian
A.
after Genoa sacked Juric and hired Cesare Prandelli. Prandelli, a name that we haven't heard in a while, in quite a while. Last time he was coaching in Italy, he was at the World Cup 2014 with our national team. And Prandelli's always one guy that even when I see him now on the bench, I'm rooting for him because I feel like what he did for Italy, I know that we didn't end on a good note, but that team at Euro 2012 still brings nostalgia to me with Cassano and Balotelli up top. And I think he was one of the first guys that after 2006, when we started going down, he tried to bring players back, you know? He tried to give opportunities to Balotelli, to Cassano, maybe a little bit too much sometimes.
What's too much for Cassano? Cassano is the top 2 players in the world on that position.
Who's the other one?
How did 2014 go?
So what? Not because of Cassano.
2014, he didn't do a good job.
Yeah, he didn't. But
He
I
gave
think
his all.
I
He's
think
one
for a
of
team
those
like Genoa,
coaches.
which number one Ballardini, who was
Ballardini.
it? No,
Who?
the Preziosi. I'm sorry, the president of Genoa to sack the sackings that he made. He hired Juric He's fired Juric 3 times. This guy Juric needs to know when Preziosi calls, I don't answer because it's ridiculous. How many times? I think he sacked like 17 coaches.
He's gonna
since
hide him again.
He's got a
before the end of the
contract. That's
season.
why. If he still has a contract, if they call, you have to go back.
Man, he's trying to
Or else-
outdo
or else
Zamparini. That's
If
why.
you say no,
You don't get
you
paid.
don't get paid.
I think that he made a big mistake in the beginning of the season, Preziosi, with hiring Juric back when Juric wasn't needed. But anyway, Genoa, they got a tie today, right? They tied against Spal.
Yeah, they did. That's right.
So Prandelli got his...
Went down one
Genoa,
man.
Spal?
Prandelli,
Scored a penalty, right?
I'm rooting for him. I'm really rooting for him because I like him. And hopefully you get Piontek to start scoring again. He did score
scored.
today. He got a penalty kick. But he definitely dipped ever since Juric took over the team. He didn't do as well.
So Piontek is the leading scorer.
Yeah.
In Serie A,
11.
right?
Yes,
He
yeah,
has
it's,
one over on
11 and 10.
We talked about Sassuolo, Fiorentina,
Yeah,
Napoli. We'll
we
talk
need
about
to talk
Napoli.
Napoli.
4-0 against Frosinone. Gulam back from that ACL tear. We haven't seen him in over a year. Arguably one of the best Serie A left backs, I think, in his best.
He got 2 assists.
He got 2 assists
Which is
on his
pretty
game back.
incredible.
He took the captain's armband at one point when
Yeah.
Hamsik went off.
He's a good player.
And overall, it was a great day for Napoli. And I think that can this be Gulam coming back, be that added force that Napoli need?
I always thought Mario Rui was, I don't know, he wasn't my favorite because he didn't defend very good. When he went up, he didn't come back very often. So I felt like he was a weak point in Napoli squad. And now that Gulam's back, I'm happy. Also, I want to bring up Meret finally.
Yes.
His debut for Napoli.
Yes.
Remember the goalkeeper from Spal that they brought and I think he fractured his forearm or broke his forearm.
Yeah.
And he's been out ever since, but now he's back.
So your boy
He's
Carnesi.
a young guy.
It's
right?
like
He's
20.
1920,
Meret
right?
is supposed to be named one of the top 3
Yeah.
for the Italian national team.
Yeah.
Second to
You're checking?
Donnarumma.
Yeah, no,
probably.
I've seen him in action. This guy is pretty
He
good.
made some good saves.
But the best, I think the best news about
21, by the way.
21.
Naples is Milik. You know, he scored
2
another 2 goals, and the last goal that he scored, oh my God, he scored what a beautiful goal he scored. So if this is the gift that Ancelotti maybe was waiting for, because we all said here he needs a center forward. If this guy comes through, maybe that could be the good
The missing link.
sign,
you mean,
the
right?
missing link for the Champions League. So we are all hoping and praying that next week they're going to Liverpool. They're going to go play in Liverpool. A very, very tough game. Liverpool is in first place.
That's right.
they
After-
also won
after
4-0 in their match.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but they're in first place. I think Chelsea beat Man
Manchester
City,
City.
right?
I was gonna say
So
we should
that-
talk about that.
Yeah, that's
Sadi has never beaten Guardiola.
First time ever,
he even
right?
said, they asked him before the match. He said, "How do you beat Guardiola?" He said, "I don't know. I never beaten him."
He's like, ask someone else.
He
right?
said, "Ask somebody else." Guardiola was undefeated in the league, in the Premier League, and Sadi
Yep.
gave him the first loss, 2-0.
First
And it was great. I mean, I was so happy for Sadi, your boy that you always make fun of now.
And
you gotta
so
support
while
him
we're
when he-
talking about the Premier League, I believe there was a South Street Seaport where they had
Yeah.
hundreds of fans watching the game, all with scarves. They were giving us shirts, and this is what I think IFTV should bring to the community, to the Italian and our followers. This Italian Football TV. We should have things like that on
like a viewing party.
like a viewing party where we get some of the ones that watch the podcast to come down and and do
great
As long as you guys want that.
and do some invite maybe some of the players if we can, have them come down.
Maybe Cassano.
Absolutely.
I was with Kyle Martino. On Friday, and he was telling me that they were doing the South Street Streetport.
Yeah.
And he said that Premier League is putting a lot behind to promote the game in
Okay.
America. And he was saying that he's like, we're gonna have a lot of people.
We're talking.
tomorrow.
We're talking to anybody that is listening right now and is a sponsor. This is what IFTV needs. IFTV needs some sponsors where they can go. These guys, they can go out and making this in the morning, making a preview party where we can invite fans to come down and give out shirts, T-shirts, hats. But the premiere, I look at them and I think it's fantastic. They're doing a good job. We could be the number 2. Let's not wait until the Liga does it and the Bundesliga does it.
They already have.
Let's jump. But we need a sponsors. To help.
Any sponsor listening over there?
As long as Antonio doesn't come, I think I'm down to do the viewing party.
But yeah,
if we ban Antonio,
we got him a lot of messages about doing a viewing party, but we definitely want to do it.
We've done it
soon.
before, and
Yeah,
then we have a lot of people in like
love
Canada, Toronto that want us to do it. But listen, we'll start and we'll get that done.
Yeah.
Let's keep going, and I want to do a preview a little bit for some of the upcoming matches. Liverpool, Napoli, we talked about it. We know what's at stake. Everyone knows what's at stake.
Oh,
Qualification is at stake. The match is in Liverpool. It's in England. It is on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes, correct?
Yeah.
Boys.
Napoli goes through. 100%.
With a win?
Well, no, tie, definitely a tie, but they're not losing it.
I'm saying Napoli 1-1. It's gonna be a draw.
They're not going to lose. They might win.
I'm a little bit stumped over here. I want to think positive. I've been wrong in the past with my other prediction, but
Gotta be optimistic.
I'll say a tie.
You're
I'll say a tie.
stuttering
I'm
there.
hopeful.
Yeah.
I really want Napoli to go in, whether it's over PSG, whether it's over Liverpool. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as they
As
go
long as they
through,
go through.
I'll be happy. Peter, what do you think? What's your prediction for the match?
It's gonna be a tough game, but I think Napoli gets a tie.
Okay.
And
I'm
it
liking
goes
that.
through.
I'm liking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
The best thing going on for Napoli is Ancelotti. Is not going to be scared. Yeah, I think any coach that goes to play Liverpool, you really there's some atmosphere, and so they got some of the best fans.
Yeah.
Ancelotti's fearless though.
They start, these guys, they start singing, and no matter what the score is, they support their team no matter what. But I think Ancelotti, he has been there, he has done that, and
I don't think
that was going on.
I don't think the sinking is going to do it, Gaetano. The fans sinking, they're not going to do it.
He was dying. over
Not
there.
against Napoli, no.
well, I tell you one
They
thing.
might not sing a good song.
I think
You'll never walk alone.
Have you ever heard that the number 12 player are the fans? Have you ever heard that?
You're gonna be hearing Mertens screaming across the thing.
What are you gonna say?
I know the typical song that they have.
You'll never walk alone.
The same
So we all
nonsense.
think Napoli are going through, right?
we're not
Wait,
gonna-
Gaetano,
Did you
what
give
you
it-
saying?
I
What's your
say a
prediction?
tie.
I think we also
Everybody said a
died.
tie. I said a win.
Yeah, he said a
too.
win.
I said
He said a win.
nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's the next?
Next, Peter, we got Inter PSV.
Oh.
We know, unfortunately, not like Napoli situation. It's not in their hands. They also need things to go their way.
A little favor
They
for
need-
Barcelona,
Inter,
right?
they're going to slaughter them. They're
Doesn't
going to
matter.
slaughter
If Tottenham
Let's hope
wins,
Barcelona,
They're gonna slaughter
just play
them,
as
okay?
Barcelona.
What's your prediction?
They're gonna win. 2-0
No.
minimum.
Do you think that Inter's gonna go
I'm
through?
not joking. Inter is going to win.
joking?
But not that Inter's gonna win. You think that
Oh, they're gonna
Barcelona's
go
gonna
through.
beat Tottenham too?
I have news for you. I do not trust Barcelona integrity for the game. Now I'll tell you the reasons why. There might be something going on just behind the scenes that they might want maybe Tottenham to go through. Do you understand what I'm saying? I will not discount Tottenham winning over there. Something is always behind.
Is that your prediction?
Yeah, I would say that Tottenham is not going to lose the game, but they might win.
Mike,
They're not going to lose.
so they're gonna
They're
tie.
not going to lose. It's either a tie or a win.
Okay.
So does Inter go
Eh,
through?
but- yeah, it does.
So then they got a tie.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so I'm thinking Barcelona's gonna win 2-0 and Inter's gonna win 2-1.
yeah, I agree with Michael. I'm with him. I think that Inter's gonna go through, and I think that Barcelona will beat Tottenham. Pete, you a little?
I think Inter's gonna have a rough time with PSV. I don't think it's gonna be such a walkover. A lot of tension, but Inter, they have to win. They're at home. Tottenham, I think they're gonna give Barcelona a run for the money, but it's gonna be a tie. So I think Inter goes through, but narrowly.
Okay.
Gaetano, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
listen.
I don't think Tottenham is gonna go into Barcelona and beat them.
Very tough.
Yeah, very tough there. So Inter's going to go through.
I'll tell you the reasons why I think Tottenham might have a chance over there. I seen Tottenham in a good day, in the 3 passes, those people are capable to go from the goalkeeper in front of the other goalkeeper with 3 passes.
They're playing this game in Spain too.
And they have
important to know.
players with tremendous amount of speed and technique.
They do.
Okay, so on a very good day, if they get few lucky draws, they might just go in, boom, boom, boom.
But it's not
And
going to
what-
be easy to beat Barcelona.
Barcelona defensively, they're beatable.
They
have
are.
a great midfield
That's
and
true.
a great offense, but defensively, they're very weak. Okay? Barcelona defense is very questionable. And with the speed and the intelligence that the forwards and the midfielder of
Yeah.
Tottenham they have,
Yeah.
believe me.
Let's go to the next day.
might
Victoria
happen.
Pilsen versus Roma. I mean, we already know this is done.
they're through already.
I'll say Roma win, just to say it. And then the other game that matters, Young Boys against Juventus. Juventus, again, with a win, they would be in first place. The only thing that they're risking, they're already qualified, but they do risk losing the first place in case they would lose to Young Boys. Or
First place and second
or
place doesn't
from
even matter
Manchester United.
sometimes because the good teams sometimes end up second and sometimes
It's always important to go in.
Gaetano,
true.
would the Juventus benefit being second?
No, you
Depends the
got
other
to
teams,
avoid
though.
Barcelona. You don't want to play Barcelona in the next. You got to avoid Barcelona and where's Man City?
Yeah.
I think those are the only 2 teams that. Yeah, I mean those Man City and Barcelona are going to be. I think they're going to be.
So you want to be on the
Also-
top of the
Me too.
draw.
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. I mean, it's not the Real Madrid of
No.
last year, the last few years, but
But
the team.
Champions League, they're different.
The team that can really hurt, I think,
Juventus.
Juventus is Man City and Barcelona.
I agree with
Every
you.
other team, I think they can take it. Not that they cannot take Man City. They can take Man City and they can take Barcelona.
Barcelona
but it's
scares
a
me a
tough.
little
It's
bit
a
more.
tough. It's a very tough game.
Real quick, we'll go through the Serie A. Real quick, we'll just give our predictions. Inter against Udinese. Peter,
We have to rebound. We have to win.
yeah.
So simple as that.
what's yours?
Yeah, in Udinese is not doing that good. They lost the last game.
Only at home they seem to sometimes do something.
No.
I say Inter win.
Inter.
I would say 1-1.
He always does this every time it happens. Torino Juventus. We got the derby.
Oh my gosh.
It's in Torino, but it's at Torino's home. I'll say Juventus win. These are both the same day, by the way, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Saturday.
1-0 Juve win.
1-1.
Juventus is gonna win.
He tried going with Antonio's.
I would
guess,
love
but
to see. I would love to see Torino win because
Torino-
also they
Torino
haven't
impressed
won
me
versus
today.
Juventus
Torino
in such
impressed
a
me
long
today.
time.
Yeah.
In the derby, for especially Torino fans.
They impressed me today. I have to be honest with you.
get the games on.
Yeah.
Juventus is gonna get their second tie of the year
Wow.
against Torino.
You
It
see?
could be. It could be. Well, they're also coming off Champions League. Spal, Chievo Verona. I say Chievo Verona win. Chievo Verona's been on a draw streak.
Spal is going to win.
Spal's gonna win. Peter,
Spal at home.
Yeah.
Gaetano,
What was that? What's the game?
Spal,
Spal
Chievo.
Verona.
Yeah, Spal is gonna win.
Antonucci, it's unbelievable. What a striker.
From body.
Mike, what do you say? Spal, Chievo.
Spal's
Spal.
taking it.
Fiorentina, Empoli. I say Fiorentina.
Wait, what's it again?
Fiorentina, Empoli.
All right, Fiorentina this
Go.
time.
Fiorentina.
Yeah, Fiorentina's gonna do
Fiorentina.
it.
I say a tie. It's
They played the last 15 minutes like they woke up from the grave, and I think if they keep up the momentum, they're gonna win.
Another good game. Sampdoria, Parma. I'm gonna say a tie in this
Ooh,
one.
I'm gonna go with a tie, too.
This is the low-key, very good
I
matchup
will
this
take
weekend.
Parma winning in Genova.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
I'll take Parma winning in Genova. I saw Parma the way they gave our time to AC Milan. I give Parma a win in Genova. They have a wonderful team.
Sampdoria and Quagliarella. I go for.
Okay.
I actually agree with Antonio. Parma. I like that team. It's one of those teams that.
Yeah.
That's
Gotta
the-
root for it,
I gotta
right?
get
I
that
like
jersey.
the coach.
I gotta get that jersey this
year.
year.
I like the coach.
Yeah.
De Zerbi. Yeah.
Cagliari, Napoli. Cagliari is unbeaten at home.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just saying. I'm not telling you to change your mind. I'm
Trying
just
to
telling
convince
you.
you.
Yeah.
Mike-
Yeah, Napoli's gonna get a nice 2-0 win.
Napoli have to continue. They're the only hope
it's not
to
that
win.
They have the team to win.
I want to say a tie, but I'm gonna say
Yeah,
Napoli.
Napoli.
win.
Grande Ancelotti.
Roma, Genoa. I'm
Oh
gonna
my-
go with. I'm gonna
Don't
go.
do it. Don't do it, Marco.
I'm gonna go with a tie.
Wow.
Tie?
Yeah.
You basically saying Di
Killing.
Frazao.
Yeah.
No, I'm going with a Roma win.
3-0 this time here.
Oh, I like that.
Because they want to keep Di Francesco.
We got
They might have to
Prandelli
win,
there,
Roma
so I need to
2-1.
win.
I mean, Roma's an up and down team, so this time they'll go up.
They're gonna
They'll
go
win.
up.
So Roma in this game, they can win, lose or tie. It's incredible. You don't know what
like a
team,
fun game,
what
right?
team is going to show
It's
up.
like spinning a wheel and you,
Yeah.
you don't know what it's going to choose. What do you say?
I'll go with Roma.
Atalanta Lazio.
Ooh, that's a nice game.
Another good game. Another very good game.
Atalanta wins this time.
Lazio win.
I say a tie.
No, win.
Atalanta's not playing that good.
It's a
this
win.
season.
Atalanta at home.
Wins.
By experience, I know.
yeah.
Bergamo.
They're gonna
What do you say? Tie or win?
Oh wait,
win,
Peter knows
Atalanta
that
win.
actually the
Atalanta
hard
What do
way.
you say?
Atalanta wins.
What do you say?
Gasparini's win.
Yeah, I'll go for a tie.
And then Bologna Milan. Is this the one?
no.
The
Yeah,
dagger
Inzaghi's
for
out.
Inzaghi. Listen,
Milan
Anto, as a
3-0.
Milan fan, do you want Inzaghi to keep his job or do you want 3 points?
I want the 3 points, but I don't want Inzaghi to be sacked.
No, you got to choose one.
So now pick one out though.
I want the 3 points. I'm
Wow, you're going to throw your boy
kill
Inzaghi under the
Inzaghi.
bus?
One of those
Inzaghi's
Milan
my friend.
legends.
He's my
Inzaghi's your friend, but you just let him go. You let him get sacked.
All right, one time.
He's going back to Piacenza,
We'll have a job for him. We have a job for
Where,
him.
over here?
No, don't worry. I spoke with Gattuso already.
Oh, okay. Anybody
What,
else?
what?
Yeah, I said a tie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Bologna.
goodbye, people.
So that means AC Milan wins, Gaetano.
Yeah, actually, I'll say Milan wins. Sorry.
Okay.
People offside for sure this time.
Peter?
People's gonna surprise you. Antonio.
Oh!
What are you doing?
He's gonna tie. He's not gonna win.
He's not going to win.
That's funny.
Very good weekend of Serie A. Mike, get some questions.
Serie A B.
We
Get-
answered a lot of questions. This is
Get some of your
very
questions, but again, I want to say the 3 comebacks in Serie A, 95th, 97th, 99th minute goals to tie the game. Never turn the TV off too much. Somebody messaged us today. They said they were watching Sassuolo Fiorentina, the early match, and at halftime, there was 0-0 at halftime. So somebody said, I turned the match at halftime and went back to sleep. He missed 6 goals by the second half. Mike, get some questions in.
We actually answered a lot of them. I deleted most of them, but let me give a good one. No, because we answered them. So I deleted them on the way. Yeah, we all answered them. That was funny. So they're talking about Roma, actually. They're talking about Di Francesco's the problem. We talked about that. But what players should they go for in January? What's not clicking right now with Roma, and who should they improve in the Mercato?
Sign Cassano. That's our only hope.
They need more than Cassano.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
I wish you were
man.
that lucky.
I think they need
Zlatan.
a nice attacking midfielder, a more aggressive kind of, almost like a Raja kind of player. That connects everything.
So far from what I've seen, I think Roma needs a center back. Their defense
That
has
too.
been very, very
Fazio.
leaky. If one guy goes down, the person that covers, or even the Fazio and Manolas, how many
Juan Jesus, they
boneheaded mistakes?
You're right.
You need somebody that's gonna be there and it's gonna be your wall.
I agree.
So
Gaetano?
I think they need somebody that comes in and talks to the player. A
motivator?
Like a psychiatrist.
Yeah, that's what they need.
They need a psychologist, I think.
Yes,
That's what he just
They
said.
need a psychologist, somebody or motivator. They need a team motivator. You know, when you put everybody on the room and you play some nice music that everybody gets motivated. They need somebody.
What
that
music
kind
do
of
you
person.
listen to?
They need
I'll
that
tell you,
Rossi
what music
to
do you
scream
listen
at them.
I don't know. I
get
would
pumped?
play. I don't know.
Some 6ix9ine, no?
What's 6ix9ine?
You don't know him?
No, I don't know. I don't listen to
Then
garbage.
you,
I would put some rap music for them.
What
I would
rap?
put Eminem.
Yes, I just
Eminem.
Eminem.
Oh.
I never
Eminem.
expected this from you.
how do you know Eminem?
I know Eminem.
There we
Oh
go.
my
You guys are
god.
friends?
Yeah.
Nice.
You want to talk about a second the MLS Cup? We had I'll give some context to it. As you guys know, this whole for the past podcast for the past year, we've had a close friend from the New York area, Giovanni Savarese. He's Venezuelan Italian. We all know him. He's coaching the Portland Timbers, a team that has been incredibly overachieving and is in the final of the MLS Cup. They played against Atlanta,
Atlanta United.
who Atlanta's coached by Tata Martino. They got Josef Martinez, who used to play in Torino, or Torino reject, and he's like the most goal scorer in MLS history. And they have a few other players that some people might recognize. Almiron, I think a few teams are looking at them. But anyway, you went down to Atlanta and you watched
I
the
went
match.
to see the final last night. We were there, and actually we were talking to Giovanni even after the game until the late hours. As you know, Giovanni took this team to the final, which I think he made a miracle. I don't think this team was going to go to the final without Giovanni. He did a fantastic job. and he showed that that's where he belongs. He belongs in the MLS, and he belongs with a great team. The game, fantastic atmosphere, 73,000 people. The stadium, one of the best stadiums that I ever seen in the world. The music, the atmosphere, the lights, the show, incredible. The game, Giovanni complained about the referee, thought there was no foul. There was a few episodes where the referee, Giovanni thought he made the wrong call, and he said it in his press conference. They were losing 1-0 at halftime. It was not really Martinez score, but it was a
mistake, right?
Broken play. Somebody kicked it, it bounced to him, and he got the lucky bounce and he scored. And I thought that in the second half, Portland started very well. They started high pressure, they pressed up, they were doing really good, and I thought they were going to get the goal. But then on a set play, which according to most of the people, there was no foul, and on a set play they went to 2-0. Then the game became very difficult to win. What I would like to say is, there were 73,000 spectators there. 72,000 were from Atlanta, and 1,000 for Portland. And I don't think that was fair. I mean, this is a final. I think they should have given the opportunity for the Portland fans or more Portland fans to go to the game, and then they put them so far high in the corner there that we could barely see them anyway.
But we were rooting for Giovanni from here anyway. So
we were all rooting for him. We are so proud of him, what he accomplished this year. So even though
His
the result,
first year in MLS,
even though the result was
he goes
not.
to the final.
But he took this team to the final. We're very, very proud of Giovanni Savarese and what he accomplished.
but he did win the conference, right?
Yes, he
final.
won the
conference
Western
final,
Conference, so he won a cup.
which is incredible.
Yeah.
But
And,
I agree with you. I watched the match. I thought the number 17 had that header. You know the header I'm
he
talking
could've
about when it was
equalized.
1-0,
Yeah.
which I thought that would have changed the whole match because they would have been back into it.
Yeah.
But I think that this team, I 100% agree with you. I think Atlanta was very strong. And Tata Martino, they had a great coach. And I think that with any other coach, I know we're biased, but to me, with any other coach for Portland Timbers, this team would not even be in the playoffs.
Not even be on the newspaper. Listen, I would like to see Giovanni come in and play and coach other starting from Serie B with a nice team and then move up to Serie A.
He doesn't need to go to Serie B.
Well,
He
he
needs to
can take
stay.
a Serie A team too. I would say Giovanni's got a lot.
Inzaghi's on his way out. Bologna's calling.
I'll
Gio.
take him, definitely.
No, but
Definitely.
Giovanni, he really proved a lot. I think that there were some Portland fans, even Copa 90 did a video with Giovanni. The guy got, a tattoo on his back of Gio, which was, fake and real. The guy said he was going to make it real. But I think that's what Giovanni inspired to his team. He's a great motivator. He
That's
got
what
the
Roma
best.
needs. That's what Roma needs.
he got the-
motivator.
he got the
Tutto
best-
Sport tomorrow on the front cover.
He got the best out of his players, and I think that he should be proud of getting the final. And it's great to see someone like him all the way there, and good job supporting him. And also about the MLS, I mean, a lot of people, we talk bad about the MLS. Everybody says MLS is not good.
It's getting better and better.
Seeing 73,000,
Yeah.
even from us, when we saw the spectacle that they do and how great they do on social media and everything. MLS is making themselves known.
they made a
you say
nice
what you
show.
want about the football, but they do everything else incredibly.
And they spending some money. Atlanta spent some money. The two players that, according to Giovanni, two players that they brought in as a substitute, cost $20 million.
Wow.
So, Giovanni does not have that type of budget.
Yeah, exactly.
But Atlanta,
Atlanta's they
they-
bought a lot
they-
of their team
yeah.
is
they
so
spend-
solid.
They spend a lot of money.
Yeah. But anyway, just a
And what
little.
is there as a first prize? The first place. Monetary reward for the team. Do you know?
I don't think there's anything.
No,
Yeah,
there
is
yeah.
something,
I don't know. I don't know how much
Yeah.
they get.
But Tata Martino already
But-
said he left too. By the
Yeah,
way,
he
Atlanta.
announced it before,
I think they're
right?
saying he might go to Mexico. He might coach Mexico,
See?
the national team. He said it before that he was
yeah?
done. Yeah.
Okay.
Him and I think Josef and Almiron. are
don't
leaving.
forget that these teams are putting $150 million to start a franchise, and it might go up. I think either next year or the year after, Beckham is coming into the league with
Yeah.
Miami. So they're paying a lot of money. I don't know if Cincinnati's coming into the to the league too. They're paying a lot of money.
We could
to-
see a
to-
lot
to
of
get
guys
into
from
the,
Serie A too. I know that when Beckham was there, they were talking to a few players that they might go, they might not
That's
go.
true.
But anyway, good thought for that. He got me to watch some MLS, and it was the
Better than we
playoffs.
thought, right?
The playoffs were much more
Yeah,
exciting than I
it was
expected. But anyway, from a Serie A perspective, hectic weekend. I think we did a good job covering
Hectic
it.
weekend and
We've-
Champions League on its way too.
We've got a very important week coming. Let's keep our fingers crossed for the Italian teams. It could be the first time since 2006, 2007 that all 4 Italian teams progress
to the group
out of the
stage.
group stages.
Yeah.
We do have a good opportunity. We need Napoli and Inter to be on top of their game, and we need a little bit of lady luck on our side, and I think that would be good. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Wait,
Subscribe to the
why
podcast.
we didn't discuss AC Milan against the over here, the Panathinaikos, whatever.
Oh,
Is an AC
Olympiacos.
Milan
You want to
playing?
talk about it?
Why not?
Oh,
What is
Europa
this,
League. Oh yeah, that's
oh, yeah,
right.
Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna come
So-
to Greece over there. And we're gonna make you.
We didn't talk about Europa League at
Yeah.
all. So this is the scenario with Milan go to Athens. They're playing Olympiacos. Olympiacos have to win 2-0 to progress. If they don't win 2-0,
What happens?
Milan's through with the
Okay.
Real Betis.
Okay,
And-
so
Who do you want to win?
To be honest with you, I want Olympiacos to win, but I don't think it's gonna
Wow.
happen. But I think Milan's
Wow.
gonna. I'm being honest, but I think Milan's gonna win.
Wow.
1-0.
thank you, Mike.
You hear
You're a
that?
nice guy.
I'm just being honest,
Hey,
but I
but-
do think Milan's gonna win.
By the way, do we still have the special on the shirts and
No.
all the stuff? Listen, guys, the stuff is flying off the shelf. I don't know what to tell you anymore. I mean, why you
The-
don't have the special anymore?
We
No,
have the
it's
Christmas
done.
sale
It's
coming
done. It
up
was Black
soon.
Friday.
Christmas
No.
sale.
But that was a
No.
Black Friday sale that
Don't-
finished
Black Friday
already.
sale. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
we have 10 people over there working on the printing.
The
press.
elves, the elves.
Huh?
The elves are going to bring the shirts.
Okay, all right. So, do we have anything else to say? Any other question, Mike?
No.
Yes, get
That's
one
it.
more. Let's get
You
one
want to
more
throw
question.
last one? Okay, what does Milan need offensively or creatively or altogether to stay in the top 4?
We don't need anybody.
No?
There we go.
All right.
Question is done.
Stay in the top
Anyway,
four?
guys.
All good?
No.
As always,
Not
thank you for
anybody.
watching. Subscribe
even
if you're
Cassano.
new. 5 stars rated.
Guys, make
How
sure.
many?
Cinque Stelle.
And we're here just for you, okay? Not for us. Actually, we're all here for you, and you are there for us. Okay?
Absolutely.
We're supporting
we
each
are in
other.
together. We are in together. Don't forget, we have better rating than Fox. We have better rating than ESPN. We have better rating than 3 or 4 of the top, quote-unquote, sport network. Okay?
Where are you
This
getting
is
your numbers from?
This is the real sports network, okay? This is the real thing, guys. Okay?
Show us
There is
data.
Huh?
Show us the data.
He is the
will show
data.
you. I
Your
will
brain
show
is
you.
the data.
Bye.
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. As always, ciao ragazzi.
Ciao, guys. He is the data.